All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tribal Council number 15 of the season. I'm going to start this off with Jay. Jay, you've won back-to-back immunities now, and now you have a spot in the final five. How pivotal is having these immunities right now for your game?
Um, it's
That's how pivotal it is.
That's insane.
He said, I'm going to pivot my way out of here.
sorry, I think I lost connection there for a second. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I apparently just hated your question so much. I was so offended that I had to leave before you answered it. No, your question about how pivotal these immunities were. Look, this is such a crazy game. You could feel so safe. You could have all of the connections you want, and all it takes is for one thing to go wrong, and your game is over. So I don't care how safe I think I am in the game. Having an immunity necklace around my neck will always be a welcome development. And so yeah, I always think having immunity is an excellent thing to have.
Perfect. Derek, now that we're at final six, next round is the last time any idols can be played. So advantages are either, if there's any left, can only be played tonight or the next tribal. And one did get played before we went to tribal. So with that amulet now in play tonight, does that kind of make you, second guess knowing that that thing's gonna come out?
For me, it does not. But just because I don't second guess doesn't mean that there couldn't be something happening that I'm not privy to. I think that it would be very close-minded to assume 100% otherwise. But it doesn't make me second guess. It doesn't make me change my order of operations and how I approach this vote. Um, I think I know who that amulet was played on, but I guess the vote will also tell potentially otherwise if it wasn't played on who I thought it was.
Ollie, as we enter into the this could technically even right now be almost the finale portion of the game if you think about it. But now that we're in this home stretch, how do you start aligning yourself for that final two?
With a lot of hope. Um, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'm still in this mindset of trying to take it day by day because you never know what can happen each round. Because this is the thing, like this could be my last like tribal, and I then am sat there going like, well, I don't need to think about it anymore. Um, so it's a tough question to ask personally for me, just because you never really know if you have a set plan. It could literally change within a dime. So
And then finishing us out, Alex, how can you trust anybody right now? Like obviously, like in theory, you would need to trust somebody, but the numbers are so small. Where does that lie for you?
Um, I have trust with the folks that I've given it to, and I've shown that too, I think, in a game that's been very, very crazy. I've always kind of let it be known that, like, I can show as much loyalty as I want, but maybe people don't reciprocate or might think it might be the right move to take me out, but I don't think that that's what's happening here tonight anyways. So I'm trusting what I'm who I'm working with, and that's that on that.
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else before we go to the vote? Okay, Sly. You have until 10:13 to lock in your votes.
Now, as always, is the time for shout outs. Say hi to your prod chat guests, give the VL some love, show me a cat or a pet, say hi to Tolis, fill this unbearable silence for me.
I will shout out my prod guests. I will shout out Zach. I will shout out Tolis. I will shout out Kat. I will shout out anybody else that wants shouted out. You're shouted out now. And shout out to my exes, most of all.
I will also give a shout out to Derek's exes. Heard so much about all of you. Shout out to my prod chat. Special shout out to Steven, who was helped me in this last loved one challenge, a wavelength genius. And shout out to who else did we to Tolis. Hey Tolis.
I'll shout. Oh, thank you, Ollie. Love you. I'll shout out Tolis, Casey, and Scott, my prod guests. I'll shout out Daniel Wheeler for helping me out with the challenge, even though we weren't as successful, but that's okay. We still had fun. And shout out to Derek's exes. Yes.
I feel like I need to shout out Survivor Now podcast first. Go subscribe. Shout out to my loved one for this challenge that was actually my loved one, Rod Jan. Got most of my points, so carry back. Shout out to Tolis. Shout out to Derek's exes. Shout out to my project guests. You know who you are. And that's it.
My exes are getting a lot of attention, so I'm happy for them. They deserve it.
How tall is everyone here?
I'm 5'8".
Oh my god, me too.
I am 5'11".
I'm 6'3".
No
Steve
way. No way. You're not the short king I thought you were?
No,
Okay.
I'll be patting you on the head.
You would. I'm the short king. Oh my
You'll
god.
be looking down on him when you speak to
He does it already. He doesn't.
Oop.
Wait, isn't Buckley only like 6 feet?
only.
Before I get to the votes, let me just.
Oh my god.
I'm only 6 feet too. I'm 6'3".
Jesus.
Let it be known. All right. Well, before I get to any idols or advantages, I do have an amulet to reveal. Here is the name of the person who is safe from tonight's vote, and that is Kim. So if Kim has any votes in here, any votes cast for Kim will not count. With that being said, does anybody have any idols or advantages that they would like to play? And if they would, this is the time to do so. All right. Once votes red, decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council Zoom immediately. First vote. Ollie. Lake. One vote Ollie, one vote Lake. Derek. One vote Ollie, one vote Lake, one vote Derek. Lake. 2 votes Lake. 1 vote Ollie, 1 vote Derek. Ollie. That's 2 votes Ollie, 2 votes Lake, 1 vote Derek, 1 vote left. 15th person voted out and the 7th member of our jury. Ollie. It's 3. That is enough. Ollie, if you have anything you would like to say.
Yeah, I do. First of all, thanks production. Love you greatly. Thank you for this amazing experience. I'm glad I got to beat my placement. To all of you, my gift, I have 2 gifts. The first one is gift cards to clothing stores because I see what you wear every time, so you need it. And then I have parting words for each of you, just to remind yourselves of the game and maybe something to think about as you're leaving. So, Kim, inspirational. Lake, potential. Alex, first of all, did you vote for me? Resilient. Jay.
I did not vote for you.
Okay. Details. And Derek.
I did vote for you.
Meh. Love you. Bye. Oh, wait, I've got to do this to finish off, don't I?
Bye, Ollie.
All right. Well, congrats on the final 5. And how spicy of a way to go into the final 5 with that. So yeah. Good night. Now I just say good night.